All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We have a full body workout coming at you, focusing on our conditioning today. So for equipment, you will want that additional support from your footwear. So put your shoes on if you are going to be joining me for the high impact jumping stuff. In addition to that and my mat, I have my 8-pound dumbbells and my loop bands. That is pretty much it, you guys. We are going to be working with mostly body weight stuff, although there will be a few exercises where I will ask you to potentially hold on to some dumbbells and or some bands. Okay, so let's get this party started with this warm-up that's going to come to the end of your mat to start. We'll stand hip width in our feet, soft knees, send our hips back behind us, bring our hands down to the floor, and then we will walk ourselves all the way down to the bottom. Now we have a little warm-up flow going on to start you guys off. So for this first one, I'm just going to walk down and then come back up to the top, reach my arms over my head, bend over to the left, bend over to the right, and then we'll go back down into our second rep. And on the second one, you guys will step in with both of your feet, right side, left side, and then we'll walk up to the top. So we'll be going through 5 of these total. Every time we go down there, we're going to add a little something. So on this third one, you guys are following along with me, we walk down, we step in, and then we'll open up towards that leg, close, repeat that on the other side, make space, and then we'll walk up to the top. Getting that stretch through the back of the legs, and again, every time we come up, and we'll reach side to side. So we'll get you guys going through 2 more. On this next one here, before we open up, we're going to drop down the knee, rock the hips back, rock them back forward, pop back up, and then we'll go into that opening lunge. And repeat on the other side. So yeah, you guys can just follow along with me here. We got the flow going on. And then we'll walk up to the top. So last one, we'll go through 1 more of those, doing it exactly the same that we just did it. So we'll walk down, drop that knee down, get that hamstring loosened up. So we should feel that through this front side here. Open, and then repeat. So last rep, taking your sweet time, but this actually probably feels like the best rep, the most loose rep, because we are warming everything up, stretching it out, loosening it up from you most likely not doing much before this. So we'll go through 5 of those, that little sequence going on, and then we'll get you guys to stand into your squat stance. So I have my feet a little bit wider than my hips, toes slightly pointed out to the sides, and sit down into that squat as low as I'm comfortable with, preferably 90 degrees. Get my hands as close to my feet as I can, straighten the legs, bend, and then stand and send those arms over my head. So that was 1. You guys will go through 10 of these. So depending on your mobility, your body will depend on your depth. So if you have more mobility, you can sit a little bit lower, maybe even eventually getting our hands onto the floor. If you have not so much mobility, maybe you have sensitive knees, or just a little bit tight right now, you can always even just put your hands on your knees like this, and then through 10 reps total. Let's do it up. There you go. Yes, looks very good. So we'll get 10 of those, going through them and feeling that same kind of opening, stretching through the hamstrings, back of the legs, but we are not forcing anything, okay? So it should not be painful, it should just feel tension. So we'll get you guys going through 10 of those, remembering to send your arms above your head between each of those reps as well. 10 of them. All right, so after we are done that one, we're gonna get you guys to come down onto the floor, tuck in all the way down into our all 4 position. So you can stack up your shoulders right over top of your wrists, your hips over top of your knees. And then we're gonna bend our feet up so that our toes are gripped into the floor like this. Start off with one side. I'm going to extend the leg out behind me and then rotate and circle it sideways. Bring it back in to the side and then rotate into that back position. That whole combo there was 1. I'll do that 5 times per side. So one thing to note here is that if your mat is very flimsy like mine, you might want a little bit more support from that mat, maybe doubling up your mat underneath that kneecap, something like that. But we'll go through 5 of those total and extending that leg up, out to the side, bringing it in, all the way back through that equals 1. So yes, these ones are going to take you a little while. Sorry about that. Okay, so we'll go through 5 and 5 per side. Get you guys going on, although I know those ones feel much more than 5 because of the way we do them. But what we're trying to do here is get all the muscles in your hips warmed up, moving, loosened up. So you'll feel some work as well as some kind of dynamic stretching happening through the front of your hip. And then your butte, your glute, you should be feeling as you kick that leg up and back behind you. So we'll do that on both sides. First, you guys have to do both sides of that one. And then you can stand back up to the top where you can join me on the next one. Okay, so we got 2 more of this warm up that are more about movement to dynamically warming up, stretching our bodies. So this next one's a variation of a lunge. We're going to get ourselves to just come into the center of our mat. We'll step back with whatever leg you want to start with, and then we will kick up and extend that leg in front of us. So we'll go through 10 of these total, where we're trying to get both of our legs straight, but prioritizing that bottom leg, the standing leg. That one should be straight more than this top one here. This kicking one really depends on your mobility, the flexibility that you have in your hamstring. So we're not going to force anything, and it is important that they both stay straight. So maybe that means you don't kick so high, and that's completely fine. So we'll try to aim our hand for that opposite leg as well as we extend and kick it up. And again, you guys are going through 10 reps per side, 10 on the right, 10 on the left. And then as you go through these reps, same idea. We're trying to get them a little bit straighter, maybe kicking that leg a little bit higher, but yes, not forcing anything. Something that happens on this one, if you are kicking a little bit too high, is that bottom leg will typically want to bend like this, which means you're kicking too high. So just calm that kick down a little bit so that you can keep that bottom leg straight. 10 and 10. Okay, so last one that we are going to go through is back down on the floor. You guys are going to be on your back here, going through a little bit of glute core kind of activation work. We are going to be starting off today with some balance stuff, which is normal for us on our Wednesday full body workouts that we do. So before we go into that balance, we want to wake up and activate the muscles through our glutes, hips, and core so that we have a better chance with the balance. So we're going to lay on our back like this. First thing that you guys can do is get into your hip bridging position. We'll take that lower there. Hands can be on the floor, and then we'll narrow out our feet so that they're almost touching together. We'll drive those hips up to the top. And all we're going to do in this one is lift up one leg at a time. So I'm going to lift up this leg, and then I'll put it back down. And then the other leg comes up, and then I put it down. And we'll go through 20 reps total, 10 per side, where I'm alternating. The main focus here is me trying to control my hips. So we want to avoid any kind of shifting, tilting, falling that happens in our hips. And that comes down to you using your glute muscle back there to keep those hips lifted up. Also the core, the more we pull that in, better chance we're going to have to stay still through the torso. So we'll go through 20 total of those, alternating reps, 10 per side. And then you guys can stand up. And we're going to start you up with the balance things. Woo. All right, so I am setting our timer here. Not really setting it. I'm just going to change it to a running clock. You guys are going to be working with balance exercises. We have 2 of them that we're going to work with. The first one is standing. The second one is down on the floor. So this first one is going to be a single leg deadlift. We're going to talk about this and try to do this with our eyes shut today. So recently we've been working on the eyes closed balance training. I've had you guys kind of pass objects back and forth. We've done some forms of hip hinging before, but this is what's up today. So in terms of equipment, you do not need any equipment except potentially a wall, and that is for those of you who really struggle with balance, okay, and who really want to get better at balance. So what we're going to do right into our first set here, I'm going to have this clock running 30 seconds. I'll just tell you guys when to switch every 30 seconds. We're going to spend 30 seconds on one leg trying to do this single leg deadlift, which I haven't showed you guys yet, but you probably know which one this is. This guy here, and we're going to try to do it with our eyes closed, which we know totally changes the game of balance. So let's get you guys set up, starting on whatever leg you want to start with. I always start with my right side because my right side is always substantially harder than my left, so I like to get it done, get it over with, and give it the most energy. So I'm going to start on that side, stand on the leg, soft knee. If you guys want to just start off finding your balance, I'm going to press start on this timer, and here we go. So the first thing we want to do is find the balance and work through that hip hinge. So we want to push the hips back behind us and pull them forward. So we're working with just this deadlift. Now, once you have this, if you're good here, if you have good form, you're moving through your hips, we can try shutting our eyes. And if that makes you completely lose balance or uncomfortable, move close to something, a wall, a chair, preferably something soft, so that if you end up going down, or if you need a little bit of support, then you can have it. So let's switch sides. Good job, you guys. So right onto the other side, and we'll start the same way. So again, this side is always a lot harder for me. So I'm going to again just start off finding my balance, soft knee, working with that deadlift. And then once I gain some confidence, my body kind of realizes what's going on here, I'll try to close my eyes and work through the same deadlift here. And you guys have 5 more seconds on this side. We're going to go through 2 more sets of this and switch. So we're back to the first side. So in theory, these should be getting easier as we go, kind of waking up the balance, stabilizers, and our leg muscles and the lower body. So we'll see if we can go right into the same way we finished that first round there, whether it was closing your eyes or whether it was simply just focusing on your balance. If you're kind of stuck in between, what I would suggest to do is just, again, get this hand over here and just lightly graze the wall. You can keep your eyes closed so that you get that feeling of having the eyes shut and switch legs. Good job, you guys. Other side. Got you. But yes, having that little assistance there mostly is important for safety reasons, so that you guys don't end up, again, going down, because nobody wants that. But also it's going to help you improve and actually get better at this without, again, making this extremely unsafe or feeling so impossible. All right, switch sides, you guys. Last set, last leg of this one. So we'll go back to the first side. Let's see if we can go right into it. Eyes closed. Ooh, this is way harder than it looks. So we'll go through. There you go. So we'll get you guys finishing up this side. We have 10 more seconds, a couple more reps like that. All right, and the other side here, I'm trying to do the same thing we did on those last set we got. 15 seconds, balancing. There you go. Good job, you guys. Let's just focus here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job, you guys. Okay, so hopefully we are feeling a little bit better about ourselves and about our abilities to balance, because we've been focusing on specific stuff to help us get better at it. But we always just practice and practice no matter what. So we're going to move on to the next part, which is another kind of balance-focused exercise, but there is a lot of sneaky core work in here as well. It is our bird dogs. So that one probably rings a bell. We are headed down onto the floor. So we're going to follow the same time format. Every 30 seconds, I will be telling you guys to switch, and we're just going to go right side, left side, 3 sets total, trying to do this bird dog with the same eyes closed situation as we were following in our deadlifts. So again, what we're going to do is really have to tap into our brain to body connection so that we don't end up, of course, falling over, although we're a lot closer to the floor on this one. So I'll show you guys what I want, and then I'll start this timer, and we'll move this up. So hands on the knees. I'm going to have my toes down like this rather than flexed up like this for this set. And if you want support for your knees, get that right away here so that you have it. First thing we're going to do is crunch slightly. So I'm going to bring my ribs and pelvis together, so I'm kind of feeling my abs. And then we will extend opposite arm and leg, not touching the floor for 30 whole seconds. This is going to be you guys. So again, preferably doing this with the eyes closed. We'll see how we feel. You guys are starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So again, make that core connection. We'll extend right arm and left leg. I'm kicking my heel to the back wall, and I want to end up completely straight. We'll bring it in and not touch the floor, and then extend back out. So once you have that form going on, we'll shut the eyes and see if we can keep going here with those eyes closed for 10 more seconds. And we are breathing. All right, and switch sides. Good job, you guys. So second side, same way you started the first side. Maybe you had your eyes open, maybe you were just trying to figure out the form first, and as you got it, you closed the eyes and we really tapped into that balance. So standard in this one, you guys should be having your wrists right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. You want to make this next set a little bit more challenging, because I know some of us might feel like this is kind of easy. You can try walking your hands and knees more narrow so that they're closer together, and switch sides. So we'll go back to that first side. Again, if you want to really challenge your balance right now, we'll narrow out our base of support. So I'll take my hands and my knees and I'll bring them closer together, which is going to make me essentially kind of be like on a tightrope, if you guys can imagine that, which of course makes it a lot harder to maintain and do this exercise. So you might not want that, but the option is there. So we'll go through a couple more here. 3, 2, and switch sides. So we'll switch over to that second side, following same thing that you guys doing right here. Okay, so we'll go through these and trying to get your leg up, arm up without overly arching through our back. Give me like 2 more on this side, nice and controlled. Exhaling out and switch sides. Okay, so we're back to the first side for our final set. My friends, let's do it. 30 seconds right here, 30 seconds over there, and then we are gonna start the conditioning cardio. Woo! Okay, let's do this. 10 more seconds on this side, you guys. You got this. Okay, let's just push ourselves right now. 3, 2, and switch sides. Okay, so we're gonna do the other side now. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Okay, come on now. 10 more seconds. You guys got this. Whoop, 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 whoop. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Good job. No finishing beat because it was just a running timer. Okay, so good job, guys. You are, excuse me, warm and feeling ready to start this workout. So I know we've already started the workout, but we're going to start the conditioning and or cardio part of the workout. So you guys are going to be working through 2 circuits that we're following today. We have 4 exercises that you guys are going to work through, followed by a rest period. So we're working with 60 seconds on this timer. The timer is essentially going to be beeping every 60 seconds. We have exercise 1. We're going to go do it for 60 seconds. Exercise 2, 3, and 4. We're going to just do them back to back, 1 minute each, no rest in between. The only rest that we get is when we are done exercise number 4, okay, the last one. Then we take a full minute of rest to ourselves. We can breathe and ponder our lives and drink water and do all of those things that we don't do between these exercises, okay? So hopefully that makes sense, and if it does not, do not worry, do not worry, we are gonna explain it and break it down as we go through. So the good news about today's workout is that we are only doing 3 rounds of these 2 circuits. But again, they're pretty big old circuits. We have 4 exercises per, and we are following 1 minute each. Okay, so we're gonna start with this first one, and then we'll go into the second one. So in terms of equipment, again, keep your dumbbells and your bands close because we are going to be potentially incorporating them into these exercises, some of them at least, like this first one, which is going to be a thruster. So last time we did this, we did it in a double thruster version where I had you guys squat, press, and then another press. Today we're following just the squat and the press. So in terms of equipment, I'm going to be using dumbbells, have them front loaded on my shoulders. We're going to squat and then exhale and press up over our head. Those of you with bands can hold a band sideways in your hands rather than the dumbbells, okay? So that's going to be our first one. Second one is our infamous invisible ball slams, all right? So if you have a towel or something that you are comfortable slamming on the floor, you can grab that. But besides that, we're just going to be body weight holding this air invisible ball in our hands and slamming that bad boy down for 60 seconds, okay? So it's essentially the opposite of the thruster. We'll talk all about that as we get there. Exercise 3, butt kick jog. So this one is a very standard exercise to get your heart rate up. That's the most important thing going on here. So we're going to have you guys just jog either in place. We can travel side to side, forward, backward. And you guys might like to kind of keep it interesting, which we will talk about when we get there. Low impact, and of course, I will also have an option for you guys. Last one is going to be our plank jacks. So we're going to get into a plank position and jump our feet in and out. And again, I will get down there with you guys when we approach our first round of it, which I am going to start this timer right now because we have to get to work so that we can finish on time. All right. So hopefully you guys don't have any questions because I suppose, well, you could ask them, but we're going to get you guys started. And again, if anything does not make sense, it will as we start this, okay? So first one is going to be that thruster. And grab onto your weights. I'm going to press start on this timer, and we're going to go through these, okay? Ready? Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. That was us. So we're going to squat and press up over our head. Now, I really like this thruster. It's a full body exercise, great one to get everything working at once. And you can really customize it to like what's going on for your body. I can sit lower and get a little bit more work for my legs. I can sit not so low and get more work. I mean, just be able to go faster without feeling like my legs are not going to make it. So you can do either of those things as you guys go through, but just pace yourself as much as you can for the next 25 seconds, because that's how much time we have left. And the most important parts of today and most of our conditioning workouts is that you guys don't stop, okay? So even if you're going slower, I do not care. I want you to just keep moving. 10 more seconds left. You got this. Good job, you guys. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so put those down and right away into our ball slams. So we're in that squat stance again, toes still pointed out to the sides. I'm holding this air, pushing it over my head, and then I'm coming down and trying to be as explosive, exhaling, powerful on the way down. Whereas on the thruster, it was the way up. That was that exhale, that power. So now we're trying to bring all that on the way down. Let's get it on. 30 seconds left. And I did put a light here to kind of help with this focus situation. I don't know if it did. I think it did. Okay. Random thoughts. 15 seconds left. Keep going here on these ball slams. And exhaling down, breathing down. Let's do it. And time. Nice work. Okay, so we're on to that third one. Again, that butt kick jog. So you guys are working with this one. Again, if you're low impact, we can either do just a low impact butt kick, or we can go through this knee to elbows. And we'll get you guys going on here for this amount of time. So we're trying to get our heart rate up. Okay, so whatever does that the most effectively and the safest way is the best option for you. Okay, so whether it's knee to elbow, butt kick jog, and the butt kick jog, we can make a little bit dynamic if you guys want to move in it and make it a bit more interesting. We can move sideways, we can move forward and backward. Just kind of, add a little bit of movement into it so you're not just like standing in one place, kicking yourself in the butt. 10 seconds left. There you go. 3, 2, 1, and down we go, you guys. Back to this plank position, and we're going to jump our feet in and out. Now, if you're low impact, we'll tap the feet right and left. And when in doubt, you guys, just hold a plank, okay? If you're feeling pressure in your wrists, go on your forearms. Keep going, okay? Don't use that as an excuse to stop. Try to find something that makes it possible that you can keep going. And remember, anytime we're planking, the wider the feet, the easier. So if you need to make this easier, widen up your feet to start and jump even wider than that and go through. But again, do not give up on the plank. More than halfway, we have 20 seconds left. Good job, guys. Yes, let's do it. Breathe in. 10 more seconds, and then we're gonna have 1 full minute of rest. Woo! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice work, you guys. Okay, so the next 60 seconds, or 50 rather, is dedicated to you resting, recovering, breathing, letting your heart rate come down so that we can get it right back up on the next round. So we're trying to control our breathing and grab water. You should feel like you need this rest, okay? If you did that correctly, if you really were pushing yourself, if you were going the entire minute on all of those, like you should be happy to rest right now, okay? If you're feeling a little antsy, you probably didn't work hard enough on that first set. But don't you stress, because you have 2 more rounds to try to see if you can really push yourself in this, okay? So we have 15 more seconds. I always hold this up, but I know you guys probably can't see the time, but I can, so it's all good. 10 more seconds here. Take those deep breaths. Get ready, you guys. So we're going to start our second set in 3, 2, and here we go. So back to the first one, our thrusters. We squat and we press up over our head, and let's go. Let's go. Good job. So we'll try to get through this one on our second set and just pacing ourselves more than anything else. Using that exhale on the way up, because that's where the hard part is on this one, as we are pushing through the legs, arms, shoulders. "15 seconds, y'all. Let's get it." Woo, woo. There you go. A couple more of them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Okay, so right on to the next one, you guys. Right into it. Doing it up, ball slams. Hopefully you did not forget that there is no rest in between. So we're trying to go through these ones right away, back to back. And that is, of course, that's going to be part of the challenge here, is you just going right into the next exercise, because, especially because we're kind of used to taking rest in between. So it really does push us that we are not taking any. 30 seconds left, you guys. Let's go. I'm trying to exhale on the way down. I cannot stress how important that is. Using that breath, using your power in this one. Because really, like, these invisible ball slams, like, they can be pretty easy. Like, if you just kind of, you know, squat and, like, don't really give much power in it. But they can also be really hard. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Nice work, you guys. Okay, right into our butt kick jog. So again, we want to add some of that movement in, back and forth. You can also do that with the knee to elbows. If you want to kind of switch it up a bit, we can travel in these ones. And overall, just get that body moving. Arms and legs, preferably everything moving at once. Opposite arm, opposite leg, of course. 30 more seconds, you guys, to get it going on. There it is. Okay, butt kick jogging. Let's do it. 15 seconds left, and remember, I'll remind you guys that you're only doing 3 rounds. We really need to make all of these count. Okay, 10 more seconds, so let's go. Picking it up a little bit faster. We want to feel uncomfortable in these, okay? Ready? Down on the floor, here we go. Plank jacks, let's do it. So you guys are in that plank position, trying to jump our feet in and out, controlling the bounce in our hips, trying not to let our hips lift up too much. Of course, there'll be a little bit of movement in your hips up and down, but we want to avoid the hips kind of raising into that like piped position with the butt sticking up in the air. Try to keep it strong in the plank. If you can't, just hold it. 30 seconds left. Yay! There you go. Breathing as we go through this one, trying to control that breath. 20 more seconds in the plank. Let's do it. Strong finish, my friends. 10 seconds. Yes! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good job, you guys. Okay, so we're going to take the next 60 seconds again to just rest. Okay, so again, I probably feel like you need this right now, which is good. We're going to do one more set. We have one last set of this circuit. And then, yes, we have one more circuit to do with different exercises. Okay, so this is your last chance and your last opportunity on these ones for today, for this week. So let's try our best to just get as much out of this as we can, okay? Don't think that just because, you know, you're tired or whatever, that you can't keep pushing through this. And remember that you know you're going to feel way better, okay, if you just push yourself a little bit harder. We have 10 more seconds left of rest. So I want you guys to really channel that in this last set here and really just make yourself extremely uncomfortable. Like you really want to stop, but somehow you just keep going. That's what I want from you guys. Are you ready? Set. Here we go. Thrusters. Final set. Let's go. Last one. Trying to get as many of them in as you can, but we need to be in control. Okay, so try your best to control what's going on. There we go. Breathing through these ones. Good work, you guys. We got it going on. 30 seconds for the last set of the thrusters. Let's do it. There you go. Strong finish. 15 seconds left. So we'll see if we can get at least 5 more of these in. Down and up. Pushing your arms up. Getting your butt down. 5. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. And ball slams. Woo! Right away. And here we go. So we'll try to keep that core nice and strong. Talked about this one before, how we want to avoid any kind of arching or too much rounding in our back. We want to keep this strong, nice and straight. So as you go down, especially here, this way, you're getting some work in your core, but you have to keep it tight to get that work. So try to bring that into this last set. We're halfway there because of 30 seconds left of the visible ball slams, which are always like, again, way harder than they look, like most of the stuff that we do. Okay, but we'll finish up as strong as we can. 15 seconds left to do so. So don't give up on yourself now. Just push and breathe through this. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and we are booked. So we'll get you guys right into that one, already started, doing your thing here for this minute for your last set. We have the plank jacks after this, and then, well, we are going to rest for about 2 minutes. And I know, an extra minute of rest. How nice. All right, so we'll get you guys in the butt kick jog. 30 more seconds of this. Getting it in. There you go. So again, arms and legs, everything's working together. You can go bent arms, straight arms makes it a little bit harder, but you only got 10 seconds left. So let's try to do something here that we can just keep doing. Strong finish, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and get down on the floor, you guys, because that is where you are going to be here for the next minute, doing your plank jacks. So let's go. Get down there and let's do it. All right, so last set. remembering that we have 2 full minutes of rest after this. So take your time, try to push yourself in these ones. You can keep those plank jacks going, maintaining, jumping your feet in and out. Please keep doing that, okay? But if you're not gonna make it, just hold the plank. Maybe try to tap right, left, but just don't touch those knees down. 15 seconds left. I know you can. It's not gonna be easy. You're not gonna want to, but you can do it. 5 seconds. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice work, you guys. Okay. So you can grab yourself some water. We are going to take 2 minutes right now to just rest, recover, breathe, come back to a little bit more normal, although we won't be completely recovered. We're going to start one more circuit, or our second circuit, our last circuit, I should say, where we have 4 new exercises. We're following the same time format, same style within that circuit. So, but before we do that, I just want you guys to rest a little bit, okay? Because if you did that the way I asked you to do it, you are probably not feeling so good right now. I mean, you may be feeling good because like you've done and all that, but you're probably feeling like your heart rate is going crazy, your lungs, all of that is working really hard. So just take a minute right now to let all that calm down. Take some sips of water. You can keep moving if you're really feeling up there. And then you can watch me explain these 4 new exercises that we're going to be following. So we have, again, same time, 60 seconds on each of these, except one is a double-sided exercise. So we have one side and then the other side. So you guys are going to be working, we'll start off with this single-sided exercise, which is going to be a lunge, clean to press. So those of you who do not have dumbbells are going to do this a little bit different if you're working with a band. And of course, if you have no equipment at all, you're just going to follow along, and you can hold like a water bottle or something weighted, or you could just follow along with body weight. That's completely fine. So for the first minute, again, it's 60-second sets with no rest in between. The first minute, I'm going to have one dumbbell. My dumbbell is 8 pounds, which is going to be a little bit light, but a good place to be for this one. I'm going to step back into a lunge, and then I'm going to clean this dumbbell up and press it over my head. And that was 1, and we're going through this for 1 minute. So it's not a curl. We've talked about these clean presses before. We've also done like bicep curls. So hopefully you guys kind of know the difference between those two. The clean is much more about like momentum. I'm trying to use my shoulder to really just lift those weights up. So you guys can see there's some movement in my shoulder, whereas the curl, I'm just curling and pressing. So we want to get that powerful movement in this one. If you're working with bands, what you're going to do is hold your band like this, and then just step back and then pull up at the top like so. Okay, so you guys ready for this? That is going to be the first one. I will show you the other 2 though, because again, there is no time in between. Second one, technically third, because that is one side 60, other side 60. Then we're going into our lateral split jumps. So you guys are going to be jumping your feet right and left, down the mat, back, across the mat. So we've been at this one before. We got the low impact version. Talk about it when we get there. Last one is going to be a broad jump to back pedal. And that's going to be for the last one. Okay, then we're following that with 60 seconds of rest. And you guys have 3 sets. Okay, so grab onto whatever you're going to use for that first one. Then if you're using dumbbells, which is ideal, bring them out, preferably 1. Bands, maybe something lighter if you have access to different weights of bands. And then body weight, you're just going to follow along, and I'll show you guys what you're going to do, okay? You ready? Set. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's do it. So we're starting with this first side, whatever one you want to start with, back into the lunge. And then I'm trying to power that dumbbell up and then press it over my head. So we'll go through 60 seconds on this side, trying to make it flow as much as possible. As you let that arm down, you can start to step back into the lunge. And this non-pressing arm, if you're using the dumbbell, is out and strong to the side. If you're not working with weights, you can just pretend you have something in your hand here and work with this one going through your set. So we have 20 more seconds on this side. Ooh, for the burning leg work. There you go. Getting it in on this side here, 10 seconds left. So when this timer goes off, you guys, we're switching right to the other side, okay? Ready, set, and switch sides. So whatever you did on the first side, we will take over to this side. Whether it was the dumbbell, whether you were using the bands, you were pulling up like this, okay? So we'll try to do it over here. The same way we did it on the first side. Whew. So yeah, a little bit of brain connection into this one. We have to think about this a little bit with that clean that we've done before, but we don't do like too often. So just again, remember that we want to slightly kind of lift our shoulder up into that one. 20 more seconds left. The nice part about this one too is that you're on a timer, so you guys don't have to count your reps. You can focus more on your form and all that. 15 seconds. And of course, we have 2 more sets to this after to practice. So if you don't feel like you quite got it, then you might on the next couple sets. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and split jumps. So this one is super standard cardio exercise that we have all done before. If you've pretty much ever done a conditioning workout with me, low impact. We're going to step over and back across the line. And we're thinking about getting more of these in the same distance. So I don't want to take such wide steps like that. I want more of them within that same distance. That's going to make this a lot more challenging, a lot more involved, and a little bit safer because we're not taking such a big sideways movement, which our knees and our ankles don't like so much. In this one, 20 seconds left, you guys. Let's go. So we're trying to move our arms and legs. Regardless if you're high impact or low, we'll move everything together for 10 more seconds. There you go. 3, 2, and come to the end of our mat. We're going to get into this squat stance, jump forward, and then we'll back pedal back. Now, if you're low impact, we're going to take wide steps, and then again, you can take fast feet back. So wide steps, low steps, and then quick feet back, rather than us jumping and then backpedaling. So in both of these versions, we're staying low the entire time, okay? So yes, you're essentially kind of hovering in that squat this entire time. So get your butt down there. When you catch the squat, you can come up slightly, but we're still like in an athletic position for this back pedal. We don't want to be like just standing upright, backpedaling. 15 seconds left, trying to land as soft as possible. Breathing through this one. 3, 2, 1, and rest. We made it through the first round, you guys. Nice work. So we're going to take a minute, well, less than a minute now, but we'll take the next 45 seconds to just rest, recover, think about how that felt, think about how maybe if it wasn't that hard, we're going to push ourselves harder in the next set, pace ourselves. So you guys have 30 more seconds here to just grab some water, to not trip on your weights, but just rest. Okay, we're going to start our second set. We have 2 more, and then we are literally done. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys with a couple stretches, of course. Besides that, these next 2 sets, this is it for today. Okay, so let's try to give it all we got. We have 10 more seconds here. Take a couple more, those deep breaths. Get ready, guys, for that lunge, clean to press. So if you're using dumbbells, grab them. And here we go. That is our timer. So we'll try to press up over our head. Try to bring this dumbbell up and using a little bit of momentum through my shoulder, through my back. And we'll go through 60 seconds on this side, working with all one side. Good job, you guys. We are halfway there. Again, my banded peeps. You have preferably like a lighter band. I'll probably use my yellow one. I will use my yellow one in front of us here. And then we can and then pull up at the top. So we'll go through, for 15 more seconds. Woo! on this one. On the side. Good job, you guys. We like 2 more. 3, 2, switch sides. All right, so same thing we just did, but we're going to do it on the other side. Okay. Lunge, clean, and press. You got it going on. I know, we're gonna have a little residual work in our shoulders here too. But it's all good, it'll all even out. 20 seconds left, you guys, we have this. So we'll just push ourselves through this side. Woo! For our second set, we only have to do 1 more after this. Such good news when you're used to doing 4 sets. 10 seconds left to get this in. All right, and split jumps. Nice work, you guys. On to this next one, which I feel like I don't quite have enough space. Move myself out a little bit. There we go. I feel like I was kind of kicking the wall there. So again, straight arms is more energy. It's more work to move your arms straight like this than it is to not move them or to move them bent down here. So if you want to make this one harder, because we have, again, this is not our first day, the rodeo for this one. We have been here before. We want to make it more challenging. Those straight arms, try it out. Makes it a lot harder. 20 seconds left. So does moving your feet faster. So does moving your legs faster. Yes. And that is completely on you. Fortunately, all I can do is tell you to do it. You have to do it though. 10 seconds left. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, and end of the mat. Nice job, you guys. We want the broad jump and then the back pedal. So we'll land as soft as possible. Again, I'm staying low. I'm never standing up, okay? Unless you're really not going to make it, just stand up for a quick second. Inhale, exhale, and then get back down and keep going, okay? We're not standing up besides that. Try to stay working, moving through this one for 30 more seconds. And that is going to segue us into that rest period, which is going to bring us into a last round. Yay! 20 more seconds right here. So get your butt down. Stay light on your feet when you are backpedaling. We have this. 10 more seconds of it. Go. Good job, you guys. Yay! 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, so rest for real. We're going to take 1 minute of rest. The last minute rest period, because after this minute, you guys have your last round. So we have 1 more set of these 4 exercises of 3. Get that sneaky double-sided one. 60 seconds each, and then we're going to just be done. Okay, so we're going to, of course, have a little bit of time at the end to kind of cool down, stretch it out a little bit. But besides that, this is it, you guys. This is the most important part of the workout that you push yourself through, because you're the most tired now. We've done all that crazy stuff before this. Your body is wanting to just probably stop. So get it together. Take those deep breaths. You have 15 seconds before we start our final set, okay? Where you guys are going to go as hard as you can. So grab onto your weights. Grab onto your band. Whatever you're using, pick it up and get ready to start in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So we lunge, clean, and press up over our head. And whatever you're using, whether it's a weight, a water bottle, your phone, whatever you got going on here, okay? We're trying to move through this, moving our entire body quickly, but also more so with control. But y'all already knew that. 30 seconds left on this side. We got this. So we're stepping back into that lunge. There you go. 20 more seconds. Last set on this side. Woo-hoo. Good job, you guys. I'm looking at my clock over here. not staring at the planets. 10 seconds left. We are almost there. So try to get a couple more in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Good job, you guys. Other side, right away. Let's go. Right into it. Whatever you did on the first side, we need it over here. Okay, so we'll try to get right into it, get going into it. Think about that a little bit and get started on it. Let's go. And pace ourselves through the sets because, guys, almost there. We have just over 30 seconds left. Woo! There you go. Good job. So we'll go through about 5 more of these. Taking our time with them. Maybe you have more than 5, depending on how fast you go. But you guys have 10 seconds left in. So whatever you got going on here, we'll try to keep it going until you hear that beep, which is going to tell you to start your 1. Good job, you guys. Split jumps. Let's go. Split jumping away. And if you're low impact, we have these fast feet. We're trying to move with the same intensity, same intention as anyone else who's high impact or whatever else to do. You want to push ourselves just as hard. Just because you're not jumping doesn't mean that you're not going to get lots out of this. But you have to really make your body move, make it move faster, make it get to that uncomfortable level where you really want to stop. That's what we need from you guys. So 30 seconds to make that happen for yourself. Today, let's go. Arms and legs, 20 seconds left here. We'll try to get there and back a few more times across that mat. Let's go, you guys. We still have this. Just push yourself now. 10 seconds left. Come on. Go, go, go. Do not stop. Not yet. 3, 2, 1, and end of the mat, you guys. Last one, last set. We have our broad jump to back pedal. Let's go. Last set. Finishing just as strong as you started that first round, that first ambitious round. We want the same thing there in this last, more tired, more exhaustive round, okay? Let's try to do it up as strong as we can. 30 seconds left, you guys. Try to get at least 10 more of these in, okay? And that's not going to be easy. You have to really hustle for that. So let's see if we can do it. Let's go. Let's go. 20 seconds. Nice work. So close. 10 more seconds left. We'll go for 2 more. All the way there, all the way back. Maybe 3 more. Good job, you guys. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, nice job. We are done. So I'm going to leave this clock running actually for this last 60 seconds rest here. So this next minute, again, whatever's left of it, we are just going to rest, which is probably exactly what you wanted to hear right now because you're most likely feeling very worked after doing that. So what we're going to do is just take a minute, at least maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3, to let our heart rates come down, start to feel more like a normal person. If we could have a conversation with someone without huffing and puffing, grab some water, take nice deep calming breaths. That's going to all help you relax and just recover more than anything else. Once you guys are feeling okay, we can go into a few static stretches that I'm going to leave you guys with. I'm not going to do them with you, but I am going to show them to you so that you can do them on your own time. So the first one is for our calves because we did a lot of jumping around today, and there's that minute rest. So again, you guys, if you want to take more time, please feel free to take more time. But we are going to go into a couple of these stretches. So the first one's for the calves. Ideally, you'll want a wall. I'm going to use this bookcase over here. And then we'll take a lunge and get that bottom, back, lower leg stretching out. So you guys will feel this through the calf. You want to make sure the back foot's not out on an angle like this because it does not stretch like that. The toe pointing forward, and if I want to feel it more, I can walk my foot forward and just sink a little bit deeper into it. But it should just feel tension, should not feel pain. like stretching, but like tension. So we'll hold that there. If you guys want to do this one, it's going to help you stretch everything out in the lower leg. And we'll hold it for about a minute per side. Okay, so you'll do both sides, one side, the other side. Other things that I would suggest that you guys stretch, your hip flexors, front of your legs, your core, all of this down the front side here. We worked quite a bit through all of the different stuff that we did. So if you would like to spend some time stretching out the hip flexor, we can pelvic tilt, squeeze the butt, and get that nice opening stretch through the front of the hip. So another one that we will hold for 60 seconds per side. So we'll hold it for a minute per side. And again, we'll feel the hip, the front of the thigh, core if you want some more support. Put something underneath your knee. And I am holding on, so I don't have to worry about balance. So especially if you feel like you have tight hip flexors or a tight lower back, or you get pain in your lower back or in your hips, this is always going to help you, okay? Especially doing it when you're nice and warm, aka after a workout. It's going to help because those muscles are all warm there, which is the perfect time to actually stretch them and get that flexibility and lengthening work in them. So it is a great time to stretch. So hips, we would do both of them. And then anything else that you guys want to stretch out, maybe your lower back, you can go down into this one here. Your butt, you guys know lots of different ones for the back of your hips. But I'm going to leave you guys with these stretches to do on your own, okay? We did a full body workout, so again, most important is the hips, your calves, but anything else, you guys feel free to add in. Thank y'all so much for coming out here and joining me for this workout. I hopefully will see you guys tomorrow for upper body. We have legs on Friday, of course, and then it's the weekend, so yay. So hopefully you guys all have a great day and you feel good. And if you are watching the replay, of course, hit the like button, drop a comment below. I want to know you are here, and I will see you guys soon. Bye. Have a good one.